Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. For today's video I have my January book haul and I've managed to acquire quite a few books over the past month. I think we have 11 in total to talk about today, which is a fair amount. In my defence, half of these were gifted to me by some lovely people, so my bank account isn't crying too hard this month, but I should probably still be reining myself in a little. But I just can't help it. I love to collect books. I love to talk about books. Book hauls are one of my favourite videos to film, so you know, I'm probably going to continue to keep buying them, even though this Billy bookcase is completely full now and I really need another one, but IKEA is not open and either doesn't deliver here, or I'm sure when I looked it up it was going to be like double the cost of the bookcase just to get it delivered, so I was like no. So I'm going to have to wait until IKEA is open again to get another Billy, but at the moment I'm just sort of stacking books on top of each other. So yeah, I'm just going to go through the 11 books that I have acquired this month and have a little chat about them. Before I do that though, I just wanted to remind everyone that I am currently hosting a giveaway on my Twitter to celebrate reaching 1k subscribers. So if you have not entered that yet, my Twitter will be linked down in the description box as always. So if you just want to follow that link, the pinned tweet on my profile has all the information about how to enter the giveaway, maybe win yourself a free book, and I hope you do. Here's wishing you some luck. If you are new here, then don't forget to subscribe to my channel for more bookish content. I post new videos every Wednesday and Saturday. So I think I'll start by going through the books that were gifted to me by people, and then I'll go on to the ones that I bought myself. So the first one that I have is From Blood and Ash by Jennifer L. Armentrout. This was sent to me by the lovely Maddie from Book Browsing Blog, one of my good friends here on BookTube. I am dying to read this book. That is one of the reasons she bought it, because I was going on a little Twitter spree talking about how much I was getting FOMO from everyone talking about this book and reading this book and how much I wanted to get involved. So as a lovely friend, she sent me it, and I think we are maybe going to buddy read it at some point. I'm not sure, but I'm sure we'll have things to say to each other when we do. So let's read the blurb. A maiden chosen from birth to usher in a new era, Poppy's life has never been her own. The life of the maiden is solitary, never to be touched, never to be looked upon, never to be spoken to, never to experience pleasure. Waiting for the day of her ascension, she would rather be with the guards, fighting back the evil that took her family and preparing to be found worthy by the gods. But the choice has never been hers. A duty. The entire kingdom's future rests on Poppy's shoulders, something she's not even quite sure she wants for herself, because a maiden has a heart and a soul and longing. And when Hawk, a golden-eyed guard honor bound to ensure her ascension, enters her life, destiny and duty become tangled with desire and need. He incites her anger, makes her question everything she believes in, and tempts her with the forbidden. A kingdom. Forsaken by the gods and feared by mortals, a fallen kingdom is rising once more, determined to take back what they believe is theirs through violence and vengeance. And as the shadow of those curse draws closer, the line between what is forbidden and what is right becomes blurred. Poppy is not only on the verge of losing her heart and being found unworthy by the gods, but also her life, when every blood-soaked thread that holds her will together begins to unravel. That was a long blurb, so I'm sorry you may have clicked off the video while I was going through that, but nevertheless I am excited to read this. It says it is perfect for fans of Sarah J Maas. Confession, I have actually not read any Sarah J Maas, but I am planning to in February, so we're going to correct that. But it just sounds like a very action-packed, sexy, steamy story. I feel like I'm really gonna like Poppy as a character. I've said before, I love women sort of pushing the boundaries of the society that they are born into, and I like women who enjoy intimate pleasure. We should enjoy that. That is nothing to be ashamed of, and I like when people promote that. So yeah, I'm really excited to get around to this one very soon. The next two books that I have here are The Creakers by Tom Fletcher and The Danger Gang by Tom Fletcher. These were both sent to me by the lovely Rachel from Rachel Kerris. I of course will link everyone that I mentioned down below in the description box so you can check them out. But Rachel sent me these because I read the Christmasaurus books over the Christmas period and absolutely fell in love with them and fell in love with Tom Fletcher's writing. So she sent me these two to complete my Tom Fletcher collection, which was very thoughtful of her, and I am very grateful. Tom Fletcher, I feel, is going to be an auto-buy author for me from now on. He does write middle grade books, but I do love a good middle grade. I think they can be just as captivating and can teach you just as much as a young adult or an adult novel. His writing in the Christmasaurus anyway was just so charming and whimsical, and I just loved every second of my time with those books, which you will know if you watch my sort of Christmassy 24-hour reading vlog. I just basically poured out my love to the camera the whole time for that vlog. So The Danger Gang. Frankie can't wait to move to his new town town, although he wishes he didn't have to leave his best friend Danny behind. But everything changes after the storm when strange green lightning and powerful thunder crash down on the town. From that night on, the kids who live on Frankie's street start to change. One by one, they become a little odd, a little unusual, a little magical. Frankie's always wanted to be part of an amazing gang, just like his hero super spy Zach Danger, and soon he realizes that there's real danger in store for himself and his new friends, and so the Danger Gang is born. Now, if that doesn't sound like a fun action-packed novel, I don't know what does. It sounds like a middle grade version of Misfits, the TV show. Anyone with me there? But yeah, it sounds like so much fun, and as always he has got Shane DeVries doing his illustrations, and he does the most charming illustrations as well. And there's like an example there. That was one of my favourite things about the Christmas Solace, is the beautiful, charming illustrations. We've got that in here again. I think we're doing the Creekers as well. They must just be like a team for all of his novels. But yeah, this sounds like such an exciting, fun read that I can't wait to get into. The Creekers says, are you ready for an adventure? You are? Good. Imagine if one day you woke up and all the grown-ups had vanished. That's what happens to Lucy Dunstan. She's the hero of this story, but she doesn't know it yet. While the rest of the children in Lucy's town are running wild, she's coming up with a plan to find out what's going on. Then, late one night, Lucy spots 4 mysterious creatures creeping around her bedroom. Grunt, Guff, Scratch and Sniff. They are the Creekers, and they know exactly what's going on. Like, these books just, like I said, I can't stop using the word charming, but that's what they sound like. They're so fun and loving, and I just feel like they're going to have the same sort of themes as his other novels. The Christmas Solace had in about friendship and acceptance and all of that, which I always say is so important. Like, middle grade books are so important for teaching young people like how to behave and teaching them things about themselves, and that's what I love about them. And I also love a middle grade because they are so fast to read. They're my perfect thing to pick up if I am starting to go into a slump, or if I want to read but my brain's not switched on enough to read like high fantasy or anything like that. Middle grades are the perfect thing, so I'm still reading but I'm racing through. So thank you again to Rachel for sending me these two. And the final 2 books that I have that were sent to me by a friend are these two. We have Blackbird by Sam Humphries, Jen Bartel and some others as well, so this is obviously like a team job. And then I also have Watch Over Me by Nina LaCour. These were both sent to me by the lovely Molly from Mind of Molly. She was reading Watch Over Me, and when I said that it sounded really interesting and I wanted to read it, of course she went straight on my wish list and bought it for me. So thank you so much to Molly for sending these two to me. I can't wait to dive into them both. But Blackbird, as you will probably be able to tell, is a graphic novel. It is one that I've heard so many good things about. I've heard quite a few people talking about it recently. I've been really excited to get it myself. I mean, just look at that cover. That cover is everything. Like, I want this in a poster on my wall. That's how beautiful that is. Like, those colours, this beautiful, strong woman. It's just everything. But the back says, The Great Beast. Magic is like what? Well, actually no. The Great Beast is the name of this piece. I think Blackbird is the series and book 1 is called The Great Beast. I don't know if there's any more out yet or if this one has just come out. Probably should have researched that before I started this video, but maybe I'll research it after. Oh, this one came out in October 2019. Do we think there's been a volume 2 by now? Don't know. Anyway, magic is like water, your heart is a fountain. There's a magical world hiding in Los Angeles, and Nina Rodriguez knows it. When an enormous otherworldly beast kidnaps her sister, Nina must confront her past and her demons, not to mention the ruthless cabals in charge of the city's magic, to get her sister back and reclaim her life. This one, as always, we know I love a strong female character. We know I love a bit of fantasy, and this one sounds right up my street. I feel like obviously it's gonna be a quick read because it's like a graphic novel slash comic, but I think I'll spend hours just looking at the beautiful artwork. So it might take me a little bit longer to read, but I am so excited to get round to it and feel empowered and just dive into this new fantasy world and get to know what the magic system is like in here. And for Watch Over Me, the blurb says, Mila is used to being alone. Maybe that's why she said yes. Yes to a second chance in this remote place, among the flowers and the fog and the crash of waves far below. But she hadn't known about the ghosts. Newly graduated from high school, Mila has aged out of the foster care system. So when she's offered a teaching job and a place to live on an isolated part of the Northern California coast, she immediately accepts. Maybe she will finally find a new home, a real home. The farm is a refuge but is also haunted by the past, and Mila's own memories are starting to rise to the surface. And it says that it's a modern ghost story about trauma and survival, chosen family and rebirth. And it sounds like it's just going to be the most beautiful read. I cannot wait to read this one. Honestly, when it arrived, I really just wanted to drop everything and read it, but I didn't. I carried on with the book that I am on. I'm trying to stay strong and finish my January TBR this month because we all know I suck at TBRs because I'm such a mood reader. This one is like, I think it's like 260 pages long, so when I do read it I feel like it'll be a really quick, probably like one day, one night read. The font is quite big, there's not much on the page, so yeah, I think it'll be a quick read. But yeah, it just sounds like such a beautiful, haunting story that's going to have a lot about identity and getting through trauma and everything that it says in there, chosen family and rebirth. But yeah, I'm so excited to get around to this one when I have the time. Okay, now we're going to move on to the books that I bought for myself, and there are 6 of those. However, no there's not. There's 7 of those. There's 7 of those, which means this haul actually has 12 books in it. Yeah, I've been lying to you. I'm so sorry. I do apologise. There are 12 books in this haul. So there were 5 that I received from others, and there are 7 that I got myself. However, 6 of those are 2 series, so 2 trilogies. So, you know I had to buy the box set. I've spoken about this before. I really struggle to just buy the first book in a series because I know if I like the first one, I'm going to want to go straight on to the others. And I'm an impulse buyer. Books to door and companies like that are not good for me because, yeah, box sets are my weakness, my kryptonite. And I am not ashamed to say that. But the first series that I bought for myself is the Grishaverse trilogy. First of all, can we just appreciate how lovely and shiny these covers are? They're beautiful and I love them. But we have Shadow and Bone, Siege and Storm, and Ruin and Rising, and they make up the Grishaverse trilogy by Leigh Bardugo. And a couple of my friends are already very angry with me because I have not read any Leigh Bardugo to this point. But I will, and I'm really excited to get around to these. I do know a couple of people who really did not like these. Vanilla Moon, Jodie being one of them. She has scared me because I was really looking forward to these and she hated them. So we shall see, but I'll read the blurb for the first one so there's no spoilers. Alina Starkov is a soldier. When her regiment is attacked while crossing the Shadowfold, a swath of unnatural darkness crawling with monsters, Alina unleashes dormant magic not even she knew she possessed. Now Alina will enter a lavish world of royalty and intrigue as she trains with the Grisha, her country's magical military elite, and falls under the spell of the notorious leader, the Darkling. He believes Alina can summon a force capable of destroying the Shadowfold and reuniting their war-ravaged country, but only if she can master her untamed gift. But as Alina unlocks secrets of her past, she will make a dangerous discovery that could threaten all she loves and the very future of a nation. To me, that sounds really interesting and really fun, and just the sort of action-packed, interesting, magical fantasy world I really want to get lost in. So I'm excited. I'm hoping I'm gonna love these. I also really want to read them before the Netflix show comes out. That is the main reason I bought them, because if I know that a show is going to come out, I really like to read the book before I watch the show. And by the time it comes out, everyone will be talking about it and I'll have FOMO, so I need to read them beforehand. But yeah, I've heard really good things about Leigh Bardugo's writing. I've heard really good things about this trilogy, and I'm really excited to dive into it and get to know the magical world in here. Again, we have a strong female protagonist. What more could I want? The second trilogy that I booked for myself, the second trilogy that I bought for myself is the Darker Shade of Magic trilogy by V.E. Schwab. So we have, that's not the right order, A Darker Shade of Magic, A Gathering of Shadows, and A Conjuring of Light. These ones I've heard nothing but good things about, so I'm really excited to get around to them. Let's just go straight in with the blurb, shall we? Kel is one of the last travellers, magicians with a rare ability to travel between parallel universes connected by one magical city. There's Grey London, without magic and ruled by the mad King George III. Red London, where magic is revered and where Kel was raised alongside the heir to the Empire. White London, where people fight to control the remaining magic and the magic fights back. And once there was Black London. It says it's smart, funny and sexy, it's sharp, elegant fantasy, spellbinding, excellent. I'm so excited to read these. I, as I've said before, love anything to do with like parallel universes, parallel worlds, parallel lives, all that good stuff. So that really, really excites me. I have also just entered the world of V.E. Schwab's writing and I am loving it. I read Addie LaRue, I loved it, apart from the ending, we won't talk about that. And I'm currently reading the Villains series, so I'm on the first one, Vicious, right now, and I am obsessed. So I cannot wait to get around to this series when I have time. I feel like it's going to be another treasured series of mine. It sounds so interesting and I just love V.E. Schwab's writing. I think she's an amazing storyteller, particularly in fantasy. I think her world building is incredible and she does it so well at such a good pace, and her imagination is just crazy. and I love it and I admire her so much. The final book I have to speak about in my January book haul is The Assassin's Blade by Sarah J Maas. Now, as I've already mentioned, I have not read any Sarah J Maas, but I am looking to rectify that. So when I said I'd not read any Sarah J Maas on our recent reading sprints, Steph from Steph Love sent me a little message and reminded me that they are currently doing the Tog Along, which is the Throne and Glass read along, and the first one they're looking at is The Assassin's Blade, which is the prequel to the series. So I immediately bought it and thought this is the perfect way to start my Sarah J Maas journey, and I'm planning to read this before the live show so that I can watch that and get lost in the Sarah J Maas world. But the blurb for this one says, "The twist of a knife, the birth of a legend. Kalina? I'm gonna have to figure that one out. Sardothian owes her reputation to Arobin Hamel." She likes her weird names, eh? He gave her a name at the... No, he didn't. He didn't give her a name. He gave her a home at the Assassin's Guild and taught her the skills she needed to survive. Arobin's enemies stretch far and wide, from Adarlan's rooftops and its filthy dens to remote islands and hostile deserts. Kalina is duty-bound to hunt them down, but behind her assignments lies a dark truth that will seal her fate and cut her heart in two forever. I believe this is like a collection of novellas, because it says the prequels. Oh yeah, the Throne of Glass novellas. So there's like a few in here, which is interesting because I've never read a collection of novellas before, so that should be fun. But yeah, as we can already tell from me attempting to read that blurb and butchering every name in it, this is going to be an interesting one for me because, as I've mentioned a lot of times, I am just getting into fantasy again, and I've not yet read anything with really weird and wonderful names and lots of them, so I'm going to have to get used to that. This could be my first sort of little challenge. I don't know, but I'm really excited to get into this one. I've heard amazing things about Sarah J Maas's writing. I'm sure her novels are usually action-packed, adventurous, and also quite steamy as well, and we all love a bit of steam. So yeah, can't wait to get started on this one. So that is my January book haul, or other words, the 12 books I bought in January. I'm so excited to get around to reading them all, and I'm sure I'll be mentioning them all multiple times on my channel as we go on. But as always, thank you so much for watching this video. If you did enjoy it, then do please give it a big thumbs up. Subscribe for more bookish content from me. Comment down below with any of your thoughts and feelings, and I will see you in my next one.